Welcome back, guys. Today we're going to talk about supersizing sentences again, but today we're going to focus on a different way we could supersize a sentence by dropping in chunks, and that means dropping in chunks of extra information for the reader. Let's take a look. Here's our sentence, the girl went to the movies. It's an okay sentence, it makes sense, but it doesn't really give the reader much information about what's going on. Let's try using that strategy, drop in chunks of information to improve and supersize this sentence. Here I have some chunks of information that could fit into this sentence here. With brown hair, so obviously we're talking about giving extra information about the girl. So the girl with brown hair went to the movies. And her friend? Where do you think that one might fit? Have a little think. That's right, it would fit in here as well. The girl and her friend went to the movies. With the big tub of popcorn, where do you think that might fit? Again, yes, it comes after the noun here. The girl with the big tub of popcorn went to the movies. With pigtails. I think you've already guessed where we'd put that one. Again, after the noun. The girl with pigtails went to the movies. Now, any of those chunks of information we could put in here to improve and supersize this sentence. I chose with brown hair as my chunk of information. So my new improved sentence reads, the girl with brown hair went to the movies. And you can see I've used some extra punctuation in here. I've put commas around that chunk of information. This was our original sentence. The girl went to the movies. Makes sense, but it's pretty boring. The girl with brown hair went to the movies. I've allowed the reader to create a much better picture in their mind of what this little girl is like. Let's have a go with another sentence. Here I have a sentence, the frog jumped into the pond. It's a sentence, it makes sense, but it doesn't really give the reader much information or a clear picture in their mind of what's going on. So let's try adding a chunk of information to supersize this sentence. Here I have some chunks of information. With a big fish in its mouth, so obviously we're talking about giving extra information about the frog. With slimy green skin, with black spots. So where do you think we would put this chunk of information? I'll give you a moment to have a think. I'm sure all of you said it would come in after the word frog. So it could be the frog with the big fish in its mouth jumped into the pond. The frog with slimy green skin jumped into the pond. Or the frog with black spots jumped into the pond. All of those would give the reader a much better picture in their mind of what this frog was like. Can you remember the punctuation we'd need to use if we drop in this chunk of information? That's right, we would need to use a comma. So let's take a look what this new improved sentence should look like. You can see that I've chosen to drop in the chunk with green slimy skin. The frog with green slimy skin jumped into the pond, and here are the commas around that chunk of information that I've dropped in. So our original sentence, the frog jumped into the pond, yeah, it's okay. But in our new improved sentence, the frog with green slimy skin jumped into the pond. That's much better. Now, it's going to be your turn to practice dropping in chunks of information to supersize some sentences.